Well, hi guys, welcome back to Linda's Pantry. And as you saw in the title, I'm excited to bring you this fall stew. It's so delicious and it's comforting and it's warm and it's got all those warm spices in there. It's gonna be fantastic. So, Elk Chorizo Stew. And this is the elk chorizo that I made. This is a pound of chorizo. I've got an onion I'm gonna dice up. I've got a couple fresh tomatoes out of the garden. I've also got a couple cute little bell peppers out of my garden, green and red. And then a couple spicy peppers I'm gonna throw in there to keep that spice going. I've got some cubed potatoes. I'm not gonna use all of these, but I've got some cubed potatoes that are kind of par cooked. And then butternut squash. Butternut squash goes so well with so many different flavors, and spicy is definitely one of them. I'm also going to use home canned pork stock, and so if you don't have that, go ahead and use chicken stock, and there's no sodium added to this. And then when I start adding spices to it, I'll bring you along. I'm definitely using salt and pepper and smoked paprika. So let's get to making this and see how delicious this comes out. All right, guys, I'm gonna get to chopping and then we'll bring you over to the stove and let you get a close-up of how this goes together. All right, so we've got our pan heating up with about 2 tablespoons of olive oil. And because this is gonna be a low and slow cook, you know, and you don't want this to be screaming hot because of the olive oil, but it's definitely gonna take on a whole next level yummy, as Fritz would say. So get that in there, and then we're gonna go ahead and break it up a little bit. Get this all broke up, and I might add another package. I haven't decided how much I want to make because I think I might make enough to take to work tomorrow. But let me get this browned, and then I'll bring you along for the next step. And isn't that beautiful? It's all red, and the paprika in there is absolutely fantastic. So good. So I've got all my veg over here, and I'm gonna go ahead and drop down all the vegetables so we can kind of saute a little bit. Before we add the liquid. It already smells fantastic. Very aromatic, and this is really pretty low in carbs. The only carbs are coming from the vegetables, and to me, if that's how I get them, I'm okay with that. Isn't that beautiful? It's just stunning. All the colors, the orange, the white, the red, the green, and that spicy meat. Yum! So now that this has had a chance to go ahead and saute a little bit, I'm gonna start adding liquids. Get our tomatoes in there, and that's about 2.5, 3 cups of tomatoes diced up, and they're gonna break down nicely. We've got our pork stock. And this is just gonna be such a delicious stew. And you don't want it overly liquidy, so I'm gonna leave it at 1 quart of liquid for now, except for we're gonna have a little bit of cooking sherry. I know this sounds funny, but honestly, it works. Just about maybe 1/4 cup. Okay. And let this come back up to a simmer. The broth is a rich orange color. We're gonna add some cayenne pepper. Oh, I got somebody saying hi to me. About 1/2 teaspoon of cayenne. We want some Mexican oregano in here. So I'm gonna get a good palm full and rub this between your hands. Get that in there. And that might be a little less than a tablespoon. Some bay leaves, I've got 3 kind of small to medium bay leaves. That oregano smells fantastic. We need some red pepper flakes. Just to keep the kick going. We don't want it diluted, right? Okay, and then I've got some chipotle and adobo sauce that I have chopped up pretty good. And we're gonna put 2 tablespoons of that in there. And I just went in here with a pair of kitchen scissors and cut those up. Pretty easy. My mouth is watering. I'm just gonna say a little bit of salt, not too much right now because we don't want it to become too salty. There's a little bit of salt in the chorizo. I haven't added salt to anything else, but I want to make sure that it doesn't get salty. And we've got smoked paprika here. And this, I'm going to put the rest of what's in here. And this is probably 1/4 cup. And that will go in. And that's also going to make that broth just, sing. Okay. Let's bring this up to a simmer and, oh, salt and pepper, wait. Need some pepper, got the salt. So we'll bring this up to a simmer and let this just simmer on low for the rest of the afternoon. So what I've done is I made a slurry with masa flour and water. And I'm gonna go ahead and add some of that to this. And we're gonna let it come up to a heavier simmer. It's gotta kind of come up to a boil to thicken it. And then if I need to, I'll add the rest of it, but we're gonna. Okay guys, I'm dishing up this stew. It looks and smells fantastic. And I actually have tasted some of it because any good cook is gonna taste along the way for seasonings. And this is a big hearty bowl of beautiful stew. So what I like to do on stuff like this, you don't need a lot, but a little bit of grated cheese right there. And we're gonna go ahead and put a dollop of sour cream. So any of the spice that's too much, it's okay. You're gonna go ahead and cool it down, right? So some green onions, the tops and the bottoms. Just gives it a little brightness and freshness, and there you go, bam. So this is unbelievably beautiful. I don't know who wouldn't want this in front of them during the fall cool temperatures or winter. So I'm gonna go ahead, it's cooled off enough I can eat it. I'm gonna go ahead and try to grab a little bit of everything, red bell pepper, a potato, some chorizo, a little bit of the sour cream and onion, and oh, it's not a YouTube bite though, darn it. I don't care. All right, this is gonna be delicious. So good. It's spicy and it's got some heat in the background, but it's not over the top. I wouldn't give this to little kids because they probably wouldn't like the spice factor, but I think any adult, even if you have a little bit on the wimpy lips side, could handle this. Maybe not. Add some more sour cream if you're really wimpy. Oh my gosh, it's so good. And you can taste the sweetness from the butternut squash. The spices come through, and let me tell you, the sherry is part of the key to this. You gotta have it. So I hope this inspires you to try something new. Maybe try a version of this. It doesn't have to be exactly the same, but I will tell you this is absolutely fantastic. And I can't wait to see you next time. I hope you check the links below and let me know what you'd like to see me make next time. Because if there's something you'd like me to put together, I'd love to do that for you. All right, and I'd love to have you for dinner. Come on over.